What I love about this baked brie recipe is that I think it has so much more flavor and it's so much more dynamic and unique than the usual kind that you get that might just taste like richness and sweetness together. It's decadent, but not just sweet. It's salty, it's savory. It's the best thing at the party that's not you. Welcome back to the Smitten Kitchen. I am Deb Perelman, and today we are making my baked brie with balsamic red onions. Rather than making a lot of little things, I like to make a few high impact things. And rather than having a cheese plate with like 12 different types of cheese, crackers, dried fruit, dips, spread, knives, I would just rather focus on one or two really excellent things. And one of the best things on earth, if you're entertaining, is baked cheese. So as I was playing around with different baked brie recipes a couple winters ago, it finally hit me what I really wanted in my own. And what I wanted was something that was incredibly flavorful and dynamic, but not so overtly sweet. Instead of using puff pastry here, my favorite thing to use is my galette dough. And you might remember it from my zucchini and ricotta galette last summer. And if you don't, you should watch it now. Okay, wait, no, come back. To make the dough, we're gonna wrap the baked brie in. We're gonna use all-purpose flour, some fine sea salt, some sour cream, a little bit of sugar, and some cold butter. All right, so we're gonna start with the flour, and we're gonna add some salt, and we're gonna add a little bit of sugar, and we are gonna whisk this all together, and then we're gonna work the butter into the flour. I am forever always using my trusty pastry blender, but you could also use your fingertips just to pinch it all together. Now that I've got the butter worked into the flour, once again, we are looking for, it's kind of like coarse breadcrumbs, or even like the size of large couscous. We're looking for just tiny little bits throughout. That'll help make it so flaky. And from here, we are going to add little bit of sour cream, plain yogurt works too. And then we're gonna add a little bit of cold water. I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons and we're just gonna stir this all together until it forms a shaggy dough. It's gonna seem really soft and not right, but that's actually how you know it's perfect. It's almost like the texture of a biscuit dough. I'm gonna scoop this kind of too wet, kind of too soft seeming dough right onto this piece of parchment paper, and we're gonna just kind of push it to the center a little bit, and we are gonna flatten it to, you know, a round-ish disc. We are going to chill it in the fridge while we cook our onions. To make the balsamic red onions, we are going to use 1 large or 2 smaller red onions, a little bit of brown sugar, some fine sea salt, some balsamic vinegar, and some butter. I can slice onions without crying, okay? Do you believe me? I believe me. We're not gonna cry today. I feel like I'm already crying. Shh, don't quit, Deb. Don't let those onions get the better of you again. I did it! I chopped an onion and I did not cry. Now we are going to start a little stove here and we are going to cook the onion. So we're melting butter because onions cooked in butter is one of the greatest things. It smells very good in here already. We're gonna cook this for about 5 minutes or however long it takes for it to get soft and slightly brown at the edges. So right now, these are brown at the edges and they're soft, which is what I was looking for. It's absolutely fine to get a little color on here. In fact, the color is flavor. So I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. I'm gonna add a couple teaspoons of brown sugar. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Okay. Now that we've added the sugar, the salt, and the balsamic vinegar, we're gonna cook these for another 3 to 5 minutes. The onions are gonna get softer and darker, and there's gonna be this jammy puddle of caramelized vinegar around them, and it is going to be so good. We're gonna put it all together now with the brie. So this is chilled, and we are going to roll it out on a floured counter. We do not need to make it a perfect round or anything like that. We are just trying to get it a roundish shape that we can wrap whatever size brie we have. I use an 8 ounce, but sometimes they're like a little wider or they're a little taller. It's really easy to roll out this dough. It's just the kind of dough it is. We are going to transfer this dough. We are going to spread 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard just in the center where the cheese is gonna go. And it's not gonna make it mustardy, I promise. It just gives it a nice sharp accent against the sweet jammy onions and the really rich cheese. Then we're gonna take half of the onions. I'm just gonna spread them out just a little bit. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of the herbs here. I usually use thyme, but rosemary is what I had today, and I happen to like the flavor here too. We're gonna take the cheese, cold from the fridge. We're gonna put it right on top. We're gonna spread a little more Dijon on top of it. I'm gonna put the second half of the onions on top of this. I'm sorry, it smells so good. It smells so good right now. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to rub it in since it's in my kitchen and not yours, but I hope it's in your kitchen soon because it smells amazing. We're gonna sprinkle the remaining herbs on top, and this is the fun part. You ready? We are just going to pull the sides over. It just kind of pleats itself, and we are gonna pull this over the top. Hi, how cute is this? It's so cute. It's like the cutest little packet. We have the brie all assembled and wrapped. This is a really great time to pause. I would never want to do all this if I had like friends at the door and they were ready to come over. This is a great thing to get out of the way early. You can make one of them, you can make two of them, keep it in the fridge for up to 2 days and bake it whenever you're ready. We're gonna bake it tomorrow. So next day, I've got the brie baking in the oven. It smells gorgeous. It looks really good. I think we should take it out. It bakes at 400 for 30 minutes, and we're looking to get a nice brown on the crust so it looks golden and beautiful like this. Got a nice flaky crust. Oh my God. It is so good. You get the richness of the brie. You get this incredible flavor from the red onions, which are, a little bit acidic, a little bit sweet. The crust is so good. It just smells like flaky butter in here. It smells like a croissant just baked, if you could imagine anything that good. And I love that you can make this in advance. You could make a couple of them and then you bake them off when your friends come over, and it feels so festive. You just made one thing really, really well, and people are going to love it. Like the video, and I hope you subscribe because I love cooking these recipes for you. I love showing you my favorite recipes, and I hope you make them. Thank you so much for joining me for season 2 of Smitten Kitchen. It was so much fun to make these videos. I want you to tell me what you want to see more of. Should we do a 3rd season? What would you like to see me demo? What should we make next? Tell me what you're looking for in the comments. I read them all, and I can't wait to hear from you.